As slow as a sloth. Unwillingness to work or make any effort. It is apparent that the government's action on environmental problems is as slow as a sloth. As old as the hills. Something has existed for a very long time. Our economic problem is as old as the hills, and that is extremely difficult to solve. As gentle as a lamb. Very kind, innocent, mild-mannered people. When we say the children are as gentle as lamb, it means they are gentle in nature. As deep as the ocean. Something very vast and intense. Our history professor is a genius. His knowledge of world history is as deep as the ocean. Nocturnal like an owl. Prefers to work late at night. Becoming nocturnal like an owl can have an adverse effect on your health in the long run. As thin as a rake. At an unhealthy-looking level of thinness. Nowadays many girls have become upset about their body fat despite being as thin as a rake. Runs like a horse. Having or showing great vitality and force. Our new manager runs like a horse. He works with great intensity and has a bright ambition. As clear as a crystal. Obvious and very easy to understand. The cloudless sky on the mountaintop is as clear as crystal and makes it easy to view the land below. As busy as a bee. Someone who is always busy doing things. Entrepreneurs are as busy as a bee, quite often attending meetings and organizing events. As innocent as a lamb. A person who is blameless or faultless. I remember the early days when she first attended school. She was as innocent as a lamb. As proud as a peacock. Having a very high opinion of oneself. He was as proud as a peacock when he passed his driving test on the first attempt. As blind as a bat. Unable to see well or unable to understand. Everything was fine until I went to law school. All that reading made me blind as a bat. As cold as ice. A person who does not show any emotion. Even if he was as cold as ice, she believed that she could melt him with her warmth. As white as a ghost. Extremely pale, out of sickness or fear. Her face went as white as a ghost when the police knocked on her door. As sweet as sugar. exceptionally sweet, friendly, or kind. This particular lady is as sweet as sugar, she is so kind to everyone she meets. As strong as an ox. Someone who's exceedingly strong physically. He's never been able to run for a long time now, but he's as strong as an ox. As cool as a cucumber. Very calm, relaxed, and you have no worries. It's not everybody who can keep as cool as a cucumber in an emergency. As tough as leather. Having great physical strength, or resilience. My grandma is as tough as leather. She lived through the Great Depression and raised her children. As good as gold. Completely genuine, also, well behaved. The weather was as good as gold in the summer, it was even better in the winter. As light as a feather. Exceptionally light in weight. The material in the coat is durable and waterproof but feels as light as a feather. As cunning as a fox. Exceptionally clever, cunning, or shrewd. You'll have to be as cunning as a fox because force won't work in intellectual conversation. As clean as a whistle. Completely honest or legal, extremely clean. Some priests in our country are as clean as a whistle because they do nothing immoral. As sharp as a razor. Having an extremely sharp or intelligent. This young man is as sharp as a razor. We are sure he will reach a high position in the company. Slept like a log. Sleep heavily, long, and without disturbance. My friend slept like a log the entire flight, but I didn't even get 5 minutes of sleep. As bright as the moon. When the color is vivid and noticeable, full of promise. Her eyes shined as bright as the moon on receiving the award from the Olympic game. Runs like the wind. To run very fast, to move very fast. The young girl can really run like the wind, she is one of the top runners in our school. Have eyes like a hawk. Having extremely keen sight, or vigilant. One of the president's bodyguards is over 50, but he still has eyes like a hawk. Sleeps like a baby. To sleep very well, especially peacefully. I have to set numerous alarms for the morning because I sleep like a baby every night. Fighting like cats and dogs. To have angry arguments all the time. The married couple fight like cats and dogs the entire time they were together. Eat like a pig. To eat a lot of food, to eat without manners. We've been focusing on our children's table manners because they eat like a pigs. Chatters like a monkey. Talk non-stop and not make any sense. You mustn't chatter like a monkey on serious diplomatic occasions. Move like a snail. Emphasizing that something is happening slowly. Yesterday, the roads were jammed with cars, and we were moving at a snail's pace. Fit like a glove. Be the perfect size and shape for someone. I love these ready-made pants because they fit like a glove and they are so comfortable. As black as coal. Completely black, totally without light or color. My hands were as black as coal after working on that filthy engine all day long. As brave as a lion. Does not show fear in dangerous situations. You have to be as brave as a lion to go into a dangerous place like that. As soft as velvet. Being soft and extremely pleasant to touch. My favorite blanket is as light as velvet, and it keeps me nice and warm in bed. As hot as hell. Extremely and uncomfortably hot temperature. I hate working in the theme park during the summer because it's as hot as hell. As stubborn as a mule. Extremely reluctant or unwilling to change. We have to take strong measures against our president, he is as stubborn as a mule. As silent as the grave. Becomes quiet because one is nervous and upset. As the darkness falls upon the village, the streets become as silent as the grave. As straight as an arrow. Someone is extremely honest and genuine. I know Mike's story sounds ridiculous, but I believe him because he's straight as an arrow. As tough as nails. Very tough and not easily frightened. She is a warm and friendly person, but she is also as tough as nails at work. As common as dirt. Lacking in manners or refinement. Everyone thinks he is as common as dirt just because of the way he leads his life. As deaf as a post. Totally deaf, unable to hear anything. The old lady was as deaf as a post, it was impossible to whisper to her. As dry as a bone. Completely or exceptionally dry. After 3 months with no rain, even the riverbed became as dry as a bone. As easy as ABC. To be extremely easy, simple, or intuitive. After so many years as an accountant, doing taxes is as easy as ABC for me. As fit as a fiddle. To be very healthy and strong. Daniel has completely recovered from his illness and is now as fit as a fiddle. As flat as a pancake. Emphasizing that it is completely flat. The delta may be as flat as a pancake, but its geographic history is as rich as the soil itself. As free as a bird. Completely free, with no worries or troubles. I don't have any specific duties or tasks. I am as free as a bird to work on whatever comes to mind. As heavy as lead. Comparatively great weight as the lead. According to the report the asteroid collected from space, that's about twice as heavy as lead. As bold as brass. Not afraid at all, very confident or bold. The customer marched into the store, as bold as brass, and demanded her money back.